You're not going to believe what is inside this wand, but I am about to show you. I am Joshua P. Warren. I like to experiment with wands and other strange technologies. And recently I was experimenting with some of these super powerful rare earth neodymium magnets. These things are so strong you really have to be careful because they can snap together and do some damage. In fact, look at this. I can take one and put it on the palm of my hand and put the other one underneath my hand. And what you'll find is it actually will interact even through my hand. They're sticking through my hand. And so this is an extremely powerful field. And my hands are pretty thick. So I started experimenting with just what these things could do. The field is so powerful on one of these that if you drop one down a copper tube or a copper pipe, it literally looks like it's defying gravity. I mean, you will see it floating down the tube. But this is not a special effect. This is not slow motion. If you drop a dime down the tube for comparison, the dime falls through really quickly. But one of these magnets just floats right down. It's pretty freaky. It looks very magical. So as I was experimenting with these magnets, you can imagine how hard it was for me to take the like sides that don't want to connect and to try to push them together. It's almost impossible to take these magnets and push them together if they don't want to go together. And that's when I had a little idea. Well, what would happen if I force these magnets together even though they don't want to go together? So I got a bolt and I put one magnet on the bottom and one magnet above it. Now these magnets do not want to go together, okay? So I figured I'm going to force them to go together by taking this nut and very carefully screwing this nut on. Now these things have such power between them, it's absolutely amazing. So I am forcing these two magnets to sit next to each other. Now can you imagine the potential energy that is built up between these two magnets right now? It's absolutely incredible. And then I began to wonder, wow, could that literally be some type of a power supply for a wand? And that's when the light bulb went off. That is when I came up with the design for the Forces of Nature wand. Now let me tell you what you're looking at here. Here on the bottom, we have these two magnets that are forced together even though they don't want to be. This is where all your potential energy is. That energy is being directed upward by a third neodymium magnet, and then it goes through this coil and finally out this quartz crystal. This thing is so powerful, it gets results insanely fast in my experiments. One way you can tell if a wand seems to be very powerful, especially in connection with your own field, is to take it and to just point it toward your own forehead. And when you do this with this wand, you can feel a very powerful sensation right when it hits that third eye area. This wand will easily affect a compass. I mean, whoa. You can see clearly the power that's produced of a physical nature. The field around this thing can easily be visualized. You can look at the field under magnetic filings or other types of magnetic viewers. This wand is producing a physical effect. Now, as soon as I made it, it turns out that day I had some neighbors that were throwing a party and were being kind of noisy. So I decided I would point this in their direction and say, I need some peace and quiet, please. Within 30 seconds, the party went silent. So I waited and I waited. What the heck happened? So I went over there, and believe it or not, they were packing up and decided to move to a different location. They did not continue partying there, and I haven't heard them party again since then. I had a friend that I had not talked to in years. I thought of him I pointed this wand at a picture of my friend, and within hours he called me on the telephone out of the blue. We had a great conversation, and it turns out we're now probably going to be working on some projects together. Now, as you may or may not know, I enjoy doing experiments in casinos, because in casinos, if you can go in and beat the odds, then you're making some kind of an impact that's outstanding. Now, I usually have pretty good luck in the casino, but I have a couple friends who never gamble. They have terrible luck. I convinced them to go to the casino with me. I used the wand beforehand in order to give them both good fortune, shall we say. Both of them came out winners, and one of them said that he won more money that night than he has ever won in his entire life under any gambling type circumstances. Again and again, the physical power that is contained within this wand that appears to be coming forth, it creates effects that are very, very rapid, especially compared to just about any other wand that I've created before. I'm going to make one batch of these over the next 7 days, as long as I have supplies, and my supplies are limited. After that, I have to do a lot of traveling the rest of the year. I'm going to be shooting some new TV programs, and so I only have the next 7 days to make one batch of these. If you get one of these wands, and let me tell you something, you're not going to find any wand like this anywhere else in the world. I can tell you that for certain, because I invented this wand. This is my creation. If you get this wand, I will send you this certificate of authenticity that also doubles as instructions that tells you how to use the wand, and I will personally sign each and every one of these. So you will get this wand, you will get this certificate signed by me, as long as I have supplies, and over the next 7 days. Then I got to close up shop, because I'm not going to have time to make these anymore. I'm going to be traveling. So there you have it. This is what I call the Forces of Nature wand. I cannot wait to get your feedback and your great stories if you're one of the lucky people who is able to attain one of these, because the force will be with you. Thanks for watching.